Maybe you guys have seen this video that went viral a few months ago about why soldiers hate airsoft. My teenagers came to me and like, Dad, you've got to see this video of this dude that's just banging hard on airsoft and it's got millions of views. Dude, you should put a reaction video out. You know, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not military. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But then I watched just a couple of opening minutes of this video. I mean, it's so wrong. And then I was like, you know what? We love airsoft, and I hate to see it dragged through the mud like that. And where we live, we have the right to, you know, share our opinion. So, yeah, let's do it. You know, it's really important to note here that these are all my personal observations and personal opinions. And this comes from playing in the United States. Honestly, a lot of the content on the Military Group's channel is quite good. We just differ in opinion on some things related to airsoft. Let's jump right into it.
Here we go!
At the beginning, when we started to play airsoft, we had a lot of fun. And we were like, oh, we just need some gear and stuff. And many of those things we already have, because we are in military, stuff like uniforms, vests, helmets. We just have to buy some face protection and those toy guns.
So right off the bat, I can see where this is going. I mean, just 23 seconds into it, I wonder if this guy even realizes how condescending this video is. But I'm guessing he probably does. I mean, because that's kind of the point, right?
It was loads of fun, but later we were seeing things that were really weird. We have met more and more people who were acting like they were in special forces with all the knowledge. They were commenting on everyone's tactics, gear, also correcting others where they supposed to place their pouches.
All right, let me stop it here for a second. Now, again, I got to question this. It doesn't sound in line with any of the airsoft that I've ever observed. So someone literally told you where to put your pouches? Really? I mean, how many are we talking about here? Context matters. Was it a dozen in a row? Was it two people? Or was it one person that one time out of hundreds of people that participate in the weekend Milsim? Because I have never had anyone tell me where to put pouches or how to wear my gear or do anything like that. I've never seen or heard anyone tell anyone else anything like that either. So it sounds like anecdotal evidence to me.
We just don't see any reason why we should use military tactics in toy gun fights. It was a lot more fun when we were just running and rushing everything. And as you can see in the videos, it was even more effective. After that, we started to see all those things more and more, how wrong and cringy many of these people behave. We just didn't understand how those people can take this game so seriously, because it is something very similar to paintball. The difference between airsoft and paintball is that airsoft players want to look like soldiers, but they're fakes. Especially this type of players that take it too seriously. They don't realize it's a toy gun fight, and they take it like some kind of military training. And it's a real pain to see how many of those guys are so pathetic, cringy and childish.
Wow.
Because only in the airsoft you can wear a special forces patch and not be able to run 2 miles. Only in airsoft, Milsim, or it's up to you how you want to call it, you're able to be a commander without any knowledge. And you can be completely stupid and no one will care because you created the event. You can be older than 30, grow yourself a beard, have a big belly, act like a military veteran. But for all people around you, you are just a grown-up child, playing with his toy guns.
Okay. Guy's kind of going on and on here. I think he's taking it a little bit too far, but I see where he's coming from. I mean, we're at 3 minutes and 35 seconds. I mean, it's ironic that the guy is constantly talking about arrogance and toxicity. I don't think he realizes that that's exactly how he is coming across. You know, first of all, no, Milsim is not like paintball, not even remotely like paintball. Now, I played on a paintball team for years, and I promise you, it is nothing like Milsim, nothing. And second of all, how do you know that those grown-up children playing with their toy guns, acting like veterans, aren't actually veterans? Did you talk to all of them? I mean, who do you think plays airsoft? It is thick with veterans and active military. Who do you think creates, organizes, and runs most major Milsim events? Veterans my local field is owned and operated by foreign military. The head referee is an Army Ranger. There's active and veteran regulars that play there all the time, and they banter back and forth about what service they were in, and that's what's common about airsoft. It is a uniting sport. You know, it's the opposite of what this guy's describing, at least from what we've observed. And furthermore, you can't go to a Milsim event and not know exactly what you're walking into. The paperwork is extensive. You've got to sign up. You know there's going to be units. You know there's going to be squadrons, platoons, commanders, a chain of command that you're expected to follow, orders and objectives that you're expected to follow. You've got to sign up for this stuff and pay a lot of money for this stuff up front, and you know exactly what you're walking into. You don't just all of a sudden show up and like, oh, hey, I had no idea it was going to be like this, you know? I got to question the motive behind this. It seems a little bit disingenuous that they just suddenly showed up to a Milsim event and were, taken aback by what they observed. There's one thing that I agree on with this guy, and that is just conceptually, I'm not a fan of Milsim events. I don't like the idea of being in a unit and following a chain of command and taking orders and, simulating being in the military. I'm not really interested in that. And oh my God forbid, if you put me in a situation where people are LARPing, stick a pencil in my eye right now. But you know what? We'll probably go to one, at least, because we love airsoft. And I want to be able to say that we've experienced that type of monolithic, coordinated event with hundreds and hundreds of people, over like a 3-day weekend. The size of it is cool. But anyway, this guy going on and on about they just wanted to go off and do their own thing and rack up kills and run to where the action is, and it was more effective. And, there's a venue for that, and it's weekend skirmishes. That's what my squad plays every weekend, and we love that type of atmosphere. You can wear whatever you want. Nobody's going to tell you how to wear your gear or that you're not wearing the right colors. So there's a venue for that. If that's what they really like, they could play that all the time. There's actually a really good video that is on Gun Gamer's channel. It's really great content. I encourage you to go over there and check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description. But they've got a great video of veterans talking about airsoft. It's a panel of multiple veterans. I think it's three guys and a girl that are talking about their military experiences and their feelings about airsoft. And they tackle all of these questions. What do you like about airsoft? What do you dislike about airsoft? And to a person, they all pretty much disagree across the board with this guy. So one of the things I recall them saying was that veterans that play airsoft actually really hate this type of player that shows up and they don't really want to do the Milsim. They just want to go off and do their own thing. Veterans playing airsoft actually despise that type of guy.
And I had to jump in, thank you, because that's one of the main issues I've had with Milsim events is that they advertise them as being like hardcore, hardcore military simulation. They try to do that, but it's impossible to do that unless every platoon is like a well-drilled team. You're always going to have these stragglers or these randos who come in and they want to do their own thing. They want to be a spotlight ranger, and that's something that really bugs me about Milsim events, where you get these people who come in and don't actually want to do Milsim. They just want to go around and be the Rambo
for 40 hours. You see in video games all over the place where the player's the center of attention. It's like, I'm the point man, I'm the best, I'm going to be the best out here. Milsim is not that. It's supposed to be a team atmosphere, and you may not shoot anybody for the entire game, but if you were part of that team that accomplished capturing this objective or whatever, that's kind of the mindset I would like people to get to, is not so much the spotlight is on you, but the spotlight is on everybody.
I like how it's almost as real as you can get to the real thing without actually killing people, and I like how the gear is realistic. It's to me it's fun to get ready, to gear up, to get the team ready. I like the teamwork, I like the camaraderie, I like the tactics of it. It reminds me of our squad level and platoon level tactics that we used to train in and do while we were over there. And then I like the guns. I like how they're realistic.
I love reenacting all that good stuff. It's way different from what it really is. You don't have a ominous sense that you actually might die. You're just going to go sit in a weight room for a while. It makes it much more of a game, a lot less serious, but still serious enough to make it, pretend realism. Yeah, every level of my training in the military I bring into airsoft, from the physical training to how I set up my gear to
the paperwork.
But right down, squad level tactics, right up to platoon level leadership up in Milsim West, at least where I've experienced it. All that stuff I bring down to Airsoft.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that this guy is not alone, but I think by and large, most veterans probably don't share his opinion. I mean, most military enlistment contracts are like, what, 2, 3, at the top end's like 6 years. So this guy's probably 19, 20 years old, 23 max. I mean, that's pretty evident because he's calling a 30-year-old guy old. I mean, 30 ain't old, man. Hell, I play with teenagers, so you guys can make an educated guess at my age. But you know what? Every single day, I tell a lot of people worldwide what to do. Every single day. When the weekend rolls around, I'm kind of the complete opposite. I don't want to tell anybody what to do, except maybe my own kids. And I'll let somebody else jump into that role playing airsoft. But that doesn't mean I couldn't slide right back into that role if I needed to. And I'm not even saying I'm a good leader. I'm just saying I know that it takes more to be a leader than just having enlisted. You really don't know what experiences that 30-year-old is bringing to bear. They might be a veteran. They might have been special forces. They've had a lifetime of experiences that you haven't had yet. And I got news for you. You're probably not going to be in peak physical condition your entire life. You're going to be in shape and out of shape and back in shape and out of shape multiple times. Life is a marathon. I was a pretty decent athlete in high school and college and participated in organized sports. And I got to tell you, the best physical condition I've ever been in was well north of 30. And I've been in and out of shape, and you know what? I'll be back in shape again. Like I said, life's a marathon. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
But if you take it so seriously, why didn't you enlist? Because you're weak? And you need to boost your ego by wearing uniforms and acting like a soldier? Well, this is what is ruining this game. More you play, more you see all this nonsense. People wearing patches they don't deserve, arguing it is reenactment. Well, in reenactment, you are just acting like a regular special unit because you want to. There is no other reason. It's all because you just want to act like specific unit. And for us, it's a stolen valor. I remember one of my colleagues got really pissed because he saw some random Milsim player wearing Special Forces badge of the unit that he was currently in a selection process into. Because that's not something you can just wear without a shame when you don't deserve it. It's different if you see it on a 15-year-old guy, and it's different on a grown-up man who clearly doesn't deserve it. And in this airsoft, it's absolutely normal that someone like this will come to you and start to correcting you how to grip a weapon, and your argument that this is recoilless toy gun, it's not enough.
All right. No, it's not normal for somebody wearing patches that they don't deserve to come over to you and tell you how to hold your gun. I've literally never seen anything like that happen ever. And if it did happen, really, again, context matters. Are we talking about one guy, one douchey guy out of hundreds at a Milsim event? Again, you're making broad generalizations about everybody in Milsim. And, stolen valor, I hesitate to even talk about it because I'm not a veteran, but I understand where this guy's coming from, stolen valor. And stolen valor it's a real deal. If somebody is portraying themselves as really being something that they're not, if they're saying that they are that person, that they had that training, that they had those experiences, and they're making that stuff up, to gain something from that, the recognition or whatever it may be, yeah, that's stolen valor, and those guys should be called out, absolutely. But just playing airsoft and dressing up in Milsim attire is not stolen valor. Generally speaking, as long as you're treating it as a costume, most veterans are completely okay with it.
But impression kits, I think, are awesome. I think they're cool, especially when some people are like, let's do a 2010 Ranger impression. That's kind of cool. Like, if you can get down that deep and see exactly what they were wearing, I kind of admire that.
No, it's not just you. These are costumes. As long as we treat them like costumes, wear whatever you want.
Nobody really cares unless you start thinking or telling everybody that, you've been there, done that, and you really haven't.
What pisses me off is when people get pissed off about people wearing patches. Like, it doesn't matter. You're playing a game, you're wearing an outfit. My main issue is like what they said. If you're trying to get something from it, whether it be respect or fame or just admiration and acknowledgement that, like, oh, you know, I did this stuff, when you really didn't. Like I say, is that as a veteran, I do enjoy airsoft. It's fun. It's, as we've already said, it's about the closest thing you can get without using sim rounds.
But I feel like if you're a veteran and you don't think that airsoft is the best thing in the world and you don't like it, maybe you should go play it, and then you'll realize how awesome it is, and then you'll meet tons of other wonderful veterans out there and wonderful people and just regular guys, and you'll grow an appreciation for it. I think that's really important, to put yourself out of your comfort zone.
You know, he said it himself, it's kids playing with toy guns. And he says it condescendingly, but, you know, it's technically true. You know, when you were a kid, you loved playing war. You loved dressing up in those outfits and being as, you know, military looking as you could, and going out and playing war and being the commander and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're big kids. You know, there's a saying, you know, the older men get, the more expensive their toys. But we're still kids at heart. And there's really nothing wrong with that. I'm really not sure what other, you know, relevant informational context can come out of this, but let's go ahead and finish the video.
And then you see these people start to eat MREs, even though they don't need to, and ask you, why don't you have an optics on a bolt action toy gun that shoots 50 meters?
If I saw a guy eating MREs at a Milsim event, I would probably think he's kind of douchey, just like this guy. I'll give him that. But if you don't think a good optic helps you in airsoft, then you're probably doing it wrong, or you've got a really, really crappy gun.
And sometimes it's not even possible to argue. One of those ultra specialers of 10 years of Milsim toy gun experience was commenting on the...
Okay, now he's just going on and on. We get it. You look down on airsofters, yada, yada, yada. And that's really what this is. It's somebody who's spouting broad stroke generalizations about individual anecdotal experiences that are more than likely exaggerated for his own agenda and purposes. And guys, I think it bears saying again, these are all our personal experiences and observations and opinions based on playing in the southern United States. You know, in the Slavic country where this gentleman is from, attitudes towards veterans and active military in airsoft could be much different. Attitudes towards service in the military in general could be quite different. And Milsim events could be handled quite differently in other countries as well. So again, take all this with a grain of salt. I think we've said enough on this topic, but I do encourage you to head over to Gun Gamer's channel and check out that video of veterans talking about airsoft and make your own decisions. You know, we'll link it in the description below, and Gun Gamer's channel's got a lot of great content. And if you like it, definitely hit that subscribe button over there and tell them that I sent you that way. But hey, we support everyone who stands the line, wherever that line may be. Military, law enforcement, whatever it may be. We live under the blanket of freedom that those men and women of service provide, and we're thankful for it. We appreciate having the freedom to create a video like this, an opinionated video like this, and share it with everybody. Now it's up to you to engage in logical, intelligent, open-minded debate. So hey, comments are wide open. And while you're here, don't forget to join us on our continuing airsoft journey by hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.